All right, YouTube, we back with another one, man. So, as y'all can see what I got sitting in front of me, man, I got my MAC5 back from SDS Imports. So we just gonna get right into it, man. Let me just start off by saying that they did a great job as far as the customer service goes. I reached out to them through email, basically, told them the situation of the problems I was having. I had to, excuse me, upload some videos and some pictures, basically of what it was doing, and they got back to me real quick, sent me the RMA through email. I was able to send this out to them. They said the process is supposed to take something like 30 days or something like that from the date that they receive it. And to be honest, I got it back way under the time frame of that. I would say probably it took about 2 weeks total. So I'm not sure exactly if it's gonna work or whatever they did to it, but let's get right into it and I'll show y'all what was the problem. No need for no clickbait, man. Y'all already know how we do. Don't need to have y'all waiting. So basically, this was the problem right here. Failure to feed, and this is what they did. New extractor spring was installed, and the firearm was clean, which I did verify that. I opened up the bolt and everything, checked everything. Everything seemed to be clean and oiled well. I'm still probably going to do a cleaner myself, just because, or probably just oil it up just a little bit more, just so when I take it to the range, I could probably avoid any potential issues, having more issues. So basically, yeah, parts that they installed was just a MAC5 extractor spring. So I'm hoping that was the issue overall. I did tell them about the bolt carrier. I don't know if they addressed that or not, because it doesn't say it on her, but maybe mine didn't have the bolt issue with the bolt gap recall that a lot of these MAC5s have been having lately. I don't think mine's has that issue because they didn't address it here. So I'm just gonna assume that mine's is fine with that. I'm gonna take it to the range hopefully this week. But yeah, as you can see, they test fired it 90 rounds. Give or take, that's what, about 3 magazines. So hopefully that was enough. You already know I got the operating manual, the usual books and stuff. No need for that there. I did have to send out my magazines to them so that they could test fire it. So these are my factory magazines. Y'all can see they got some wear on them because I do got a couple hundred rounds through this thing, man. I was pushing about close to 800 rounds when I sent it out. So we're probably at around just over 800 rounds now, being as though they test fired 90 rounds through it. So yeah, as y'all can see, I got it back in my stock form. I do not have the brace on it. I got to pop that back on there, but try to show y'all YouTube the weapon is clear. There's no mag in here. I don't know if y'all be able to see that. My fault, y'all. I'm back. But yeah, man, like I said, I don't know if y'all be able to see up in there, but it is pretty oiled and they did clean it. So like I said, I did visually inspect that, and everything seems to be fine. I mean, doesn't look any different. Pretty much just the firearm, as you can see here. I'm not gonna make this video too long, but yeah, man, I really like this gun. I really want to like it. Just kind of let me down when I had them little issues with it, which, led me to sending this thing out to get it fixed. I really didn't want to have to go through that, but I also didn't want to waste time troubleshooting it if I knew it was going to be something that I wasn't going to be able to fix. So hopefully this time around when we get to the range, everything will be good. Everything will be in working order. But, overall, the MAC5 is a great firearm, man. Out of the box, this thing is definitely accurate, and you know what I mean? It's a good gun. I mean, for what you're getting out of the box, I really can't complain because they do send you this nice suitcase with all the accessories in it and stuff like that, and opposed to paying, twice as much probably with what I paid for this for, a real SP5. You are saving a couple bucks on that. And honestly, yeah, I've had some issues, but, I have seen some MAC5s that have been running great out of the box since day one. And those people have not had issues with theirs. So maybe I was just one of the unlucky ones, man. But either way, it's not something that I carry every day, so I'm not too worried about it. I had got this more for like just a ranged plinking toy because it shoots 9mm, and you guys know 9mm is pretty cheap opposed to a lot of other calibers out there. But also I got this for a potential home defense. This was a home defense setup, but since I had the issues with it, I've changed my mind on that. This thing is gonna have to prove itself again in order for me to use this thing as a home defense weapon. If y'all see what I'm doing right there, I'm just testing out the safety, because the one thing I can say on this, man, I know you could change out these safety levers. I might be doing that in the future because this thing is super stiff. And granted, the gun is fairly new still. You know, it's not even 1,000 rounds through this thing. So that could be why, you know, I'm sure it'll probably loosen up over time. Oh, yeah. So like I said, man, pretty much the gun's not bad. Despite the issues that I had, I fed it a lot of different ammo, remanufactured, 124 grain, pretty much all grains I fed it, you know, of 9mm, 115, 124, 147. 147 was great, especially when I had the suppressor on it because it was super quiet. Like this thing was super quiet. So I did like that because you could definitely tell the difference from when you shoot in 124 and 115. I shot a bunch of hollow points through it, full metal jackets, a little bit of remanufacture. So those 800 rounds were mixed up between a lot of different type of ammo and a lot of different brands as well. So for what it is a trooper, you know. I think a lot of other guns would have failed by now. I just think, like I said, that I was just one of the unlucky ones that pretty much had to, you know, go through these little issues with it. But you know, they did install a new extractor spring, so maybe that was what was bad on it. And that, I mean, obviously it was bad because they replaced it. So I'm hoping that that'll just make the gun run brand new again, so that I could be able to mess around with it. As far as any upgrades and stuff, I don't think I'm gonna do anything else. I'll probably change this handguard because, like, I'm not sure how I really feel about the texture one. I mean, granted, it doesn't bother. Like, it's not the worst, but after you shoot a couple hundred rounds through this thing, it can start to kind of mess up with your hand a little bit, scratch up your hand a little bit. So I might end up changing this out for just a factory MP5 handguard, OEM parts. And like I said, the safety lever, I got the brace for it already. And then I'm also going to throw my suppressor back on there because I do like shooting this thing suppressed. I felt like the gun was already quiet, but when I suppressed it, it's like night and day. Like now when I shoot it without the suppressor, it just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to suppress this thing again, and I'm hoping that, like I said, when I take it to the range, it runs great and it gets the job done. Because, like I said, I'm not really too worried about it, but I do like for all my guns to work, whether it's my pistol, EDC, my home defense, or just a range toy, man. Because you never know at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to have any non-working firearms, you know, in your inventory. So that's kind of how I feel about this one, you know. And for what it is, you know, I do, like I said, I do plan on doing a few more upgrades to it. I don't really want to spend any more money on this thing until I know for sure that it's going to run and it's no longer going to give me issues. So I'm gonna end the video here, y'all. I ain't going to say too much more. I ain't going to take up too much more of your time. Y'all kind of already seen this gun a few times on the channel. So at the end of the day, if there's anything else y'all want to know, man, y'all already know to hit that comment section up. Otherwise, man, y'all be safe out there. I'm going to catch you on the next video, man.